We've now seen the various pieces of equipment and have a better knowledge of the general operation of the filtration system. Let's have a closer look at how the filter works and learn to use each of the 7 functions available. These 7 functions are accessible through the dial valve lever located at the top of the filter. 1. By turning the dial lever, you can select the filter function. 2. Rinse. 3. Recirculate. 4. Backwash. 5. Close. 6. Waste. 7. The winterized or closed position, which is not a real function but is used for winterizing the filter. For the sake of argument, we will use the description of the most usual functions. When the dial valve lever is in the filter position, the main function, the pump draws the water from the pool to the dial valve. Then it is filtered through the sand, leaving any debris at the surface of the sand. Once filtered, the water goes up through the center before returning to the pool through the water return. Eventually, and especially if the water contains a lot of debris, the sand will become dirty. This will increase the pressure in the filter, and it will indicate that it is time to clean the sand. This is called a backwash. This is where the pressure dial comes into play. The first time you turn on your filter, check the position of the needle on the pressure dial. The number indicated by the needle is the standard pressure of your filtration system. If, for example, the needle indicated 10, you'll have to wait until it indicates 5 degrees more, or 15, before going ahead with the backwash. If the needle indicates 12, you must wait until it reads 17, and so on. To do a backwash, first turn the pump switch to the off position. The pump must always be stopped before changing the function lever to another position. With the pump stopped, turn the dial valve lever to backwash and install the backwash hose by placing one end where you want the water to flow out. Restart the pump. This time, the water drawn by the pump will first be drawn through the middle of the filter, go through the sand, cleaning it at the same time, then flow through the backwash hose and come out the other end. At first, you'll notice the water coming out of the hose is dirty. That's normal. You must continue the backwash operation until the water runs clear. Some filters are equipped with a small bottle that is part of the dial valve, allowing you to see the color of the water without having to check the water coming out of the end of the backwash hose. Following this 1 to 2 minute operation, the water is clean, the backwash done. Stop the pump and turn the dial valve lever to the rinse position. Why rinse? Because during the backwash, all the sand gathers in the dial valve. And if we were to return to the filter position, all the sand and dirt brought into the valve would flow back into the pool. The rinse function is there for you to rinse the dial valve. With the dial valve lever in the rinse position, restart the pump. Water will come out the other end of the hose, but this time for only 30 seconds, after which the filter dial valve will be clean. Stop the pump. Put the dial valve lever back to the filter position, and that's it. The rinse is done. The sand has been cleaned and the pressure will return to its original level. We've now learned about 3 functions. The 4th function is drain. This function is used after a heavy rainfall, for example, or when the water level in the pool is too high and you'd like to lower it. So, without forgetting to, first, stop the pump, turn the lever to drain. Don't forget to install your backwash hose. Restart the pump. The water will then be drawn to the dial valve without going through the sand and come out the other end of the backwash hose. Check whether the water level has returned to normal and stop the pump. The drain function is also used at the beginning of the season when you want to use the vacuum to clean the pool of large debris accumulated at the bottom of the pool, or when the pool is extra dirty. If we carry out the operation in the filter position, all the dirt will be drawn directly into the sand and will clog it, requiring a backwash. When you vacuum in the drain position, the dirt is drawn up and removed without being filtered through the sand. The drain function may also be used to remove any algae that may have gathered at the bottom of the pool after an algae treatment. Once the draining is completed, stop the pump and put the dial valve lever back to the filter position. The 5th function is whirlpool. This function is rarely used. It is used to circulate the water to the dial valve, then from the dial valve to the pool without going through the sand. P.S. This function is mainly used for specific water treatment. The function allows you to check if the breakage of certain dial valve parts is causing sand to accumulate at the bottom of the pool. To carry out this check, start by thoroughly cleaning the bottom of the pool. Place the dial valve lever in the whirlpool position and then start the pump. Let it operate in this position overnight. The next morning, any sand at the bottom of the pool will indicate that it is no doubt being transported by the kids or the wind, because in the whirlpool position, the water does not come in contact with the sand in the filter. As already seen, the sixth function is the storage or the winterize or close position. It is used to protect the dial valve seal during the filter storage period. To carry out the storage operation, press down on the dial valve lever and turn it to winterize. This will increase the seal's lifespan. The sand in the filter has a lifespan of about 3 years. We now understand the 5 main filter functions and know how the winterizing operation is done. Now let's have a look at the skimmer valve operation and bottom drain. Position fermé or closed is used primarily to clean the strainer basket. At any time, you must turn off the pump power to avoid damage.